Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? I am your planetary defense commander, Star-Lord New Thor 7, the T, and we are on super duper mega Asteroid Fight Club red alert for the next few days. Because we just had a total solar eclipse over India, and if you recall, back in July, on the 2nd, we had a total solar eclipse, and then 2 days later, we had a 6.8 earthquake in California, followed up a few days later by a 7.1 earthquake in California. And with the 6.0s that have been happening in British Columbia and the 4.3s that have been happening in the last few hours in Oregon, and just overall the general state of the Ring of Fire, it is best if everybody stays on high alert. Although the surprise earthquake watch zone would be the Caribbean. Though you could, if you wanted to simplify it, we could take a guess and say if the eclipse happened here last time, then the big earthquake would be over here. Flip it. Well, who knows, man? Earthquakes are a subject that needs to be studied by all. We got a lot we can figure. The major, massive megastorm that I've been predicting all year that would follow the total solar eclipse by 4 or 5 days is right on target and right on time. And this thing is set to overperform. And just look at this. I don't know if in all my time of watching these models that I've ever seen a red in a low pressure as low as that and as big as that. I mean, I think we've seen lower, but the big red, the size of it, that could be the biggest red in a low I've seen in a while. And so we definitely need to be watching this area because we've had 6s along the Aleutian, Alaskan volcano islands. We've had 6s in British Columbia, and now we're getting 4s in Oregon. We've had 6s in Guatemala, 5.8, and then 6s in Venezuela. So it's a good time to be staying fully aware for the next few days. And also, love is a battlefield. And I love bringing y'all the truth without any political bullshit or trying to sell you guys some type of an agenda. And so we are in THORnews fundraiser season for January and 2020. And so I survive and thrive off your contributions and donations. The absolute very best way to support me is by sending me a letter in the mailbox. That way I know I'll get it 100%. You can try my PayPal. You can try my Venmo. You can try my CashApp. You can try my Patron. I will let you know. All contributions and donators will be noted in the information below. And I will do what I can to bring you the best information, not only over the next few days, but over January and hopefully all of 2020. And I love you guys. You've been fantastic, incredible so far. And if people are new, this is the way I've been doing it for 3 years. So if you don't like it, there are definitely other places around that have popped up in the last 2 years that copy me. So you can go to them. Okay, great. Here's a look at our big bad storm now. And remember, this thing is just getting started. This is not even its final form. I have a feeling this thing is going to have a lot of ice with it as it moves north and east. And it is going to bring some pretty heavy pockets of rain that will cause some severe flash flooding along the way. Now, this storm will not be done. I mean, it's going to go on for like 60 hours before it exits the United States and Canada. And it's going to be a pretty nasty storm. Now, I want to remind you, it caused a tornado in California, and any storm that causes tornadoes once usually has the ability to cause tornadoes multiple times. And so we will be keeping our eye on this one. Hey, look, Florida's getting some rain too. That's cute. Rainfall projections bring a heavy precip over the next 7 days into the Pacific Northwest and across Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, and small chunks of North and South Carolina. But like I said, I think this storm is going to overperform, and we will see some eye-popping record totals in individual locations. To me, the absolute most interesting feature on the map at the moment is this thing right here. I mean, that's an incredible amount of moisture. And I've been tracking it. It's like a giant snake head that's been rolling around. And this is near the New Zealand volcano that erupted earlier this month and killed 18 people. And the Australian wildfires that have been absolutely devastating the land. Apparently now they're going to be getting some rain, which is great news. But look at that. I don't know. I put New Zealand and Australia on the places to watch for possible volcanoes in 2019 and 2018. People say that a volcano hasn't erupted in Australia in like 10,000, 100,000 years. But, dude, volcanoes work on their own time frame, man. It's not like they're all operating on a calendar. Asterisk. And this storm we're tracking and will continue to track has a weird kind of retrograde where it mostly heads east, but at some point the low itself tracks back to the west. And if you look at the precipitation convection cone, it's huge. And the storms, the maps and the models continue to draw this up bigger and bigger every day. And some of the projections we've seen have it getting as low as 978, which would be a Category 2 land hurricane storm. And then you get your next storm coming in, which will bring rain and precipitation to the west, which is already very, very wet. There's something happening here. What it is, I'm not perfectly clear. Look at all this moisture that is streaming up through the Baja area, and then just look at this giant weird moisture snake system. Something's happening in the inside of the earth, man. Something's happened, and that will cause it to happen in the outside in the atmosphere as well. AccuWeather letting us know a zone from central Massachusetts, southern Vermont, and eastern New York State have the potential to receive not only a few inches of snow, but also a buildup of ice on the order of 0.25 to a half an inch thick of ice that could trigger power outages, horrible travel conditions, and just general mayhem. And the gray patches equal fog, and it's been pretty foggy in a lot of weird places all across the United States. As you can see, we get some along the Gulf of Mexico border. We get some in Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Kentucky, California. So, I don't know. I just always think fog is weird and ominous. And up here you get some blizzard warnings, some ice warnings, some snow warnings. We get a little bit of everything. And Alaska's been going through some pretty nasty cold spells as well for Alaska. Now, this is that really fun part of the show. We just look at model projections. Remember, this is model. This is the artificial intelligence's best guess at what will happen in the near future. And so we have Cranky Weather Guy, the greatest weatherman on the planet, asterisk, it's an opinion of mine, who has us looking out for a storm in the second week of January. So keep that in the back of your minds as well, as the models show up some types of storms here for the end of January. But for now, we will be watching the December 28th storm, which is underway. The models have it. Wow, look at that. Yeah, there's a ton of nasty weather coming to California, man. Cranky was right again. So look, there you go. Now watch the low. Notice how it travels west. It kind of stops and stutter steps and then does some like binary action thing. And so this will have parts that will be wet and heavy rain, and then parts that will be freezy with ice, rain, sleet, snow, you name it. Damn, watch that storm that Cranky's been talking about. Just nails the West Coast, bringing heavy rain, atmospheric river, and cyclonic conditions. Cranky was right, dude. That was like why during the whole hurricane season I always said, no matter what I say, please go double check what I say against Cranky Weather Guy, because it's best to pull your information from multiple sources if it concerns life or death situations. But I am your planetary defense commander, and this is what I do, and I do it best, so I need and appreciate all support that I get. I depend on your contributions and donations and prayers. And that way I don't have to sell you any type of political bullshit, or I don't have to tell you to buy gold or tell you to buy crypto or tell you that commodity stocks and crop stocks are going up or going down. I just bring you the truth, try and bring us all together as one Earth and American team, because that is the only way we can survive. The only way prepping is going to work is if we all do it together, man. I am cool, and I put out good information. So I appreciate you guys. God bless everyone. And because it's technically a fundraiser not only for January, but for the whole year 2020, sky's the limit. So if any daddy warbucks or mommy warbucks out there want to really support THORnews with one big contribution and donation, now's the time to do it. Although I would recommend sending it in the mail, because I don't trust anything digital these days. Okay, everybody stay cool. I love you, and let's have a great new year. But yeah, I can't stress the earthquakiness watch enough. And if I've laid it out for you as best I can, that's all I can do. Okay, stay cool. Oh, also, it'd be nice to get enough money to go on a date. I've deserved it, and I'm fun on a date. Okay, great. Peace out. Here's my address: TLewison 5430 Birdwood Road, number 416, Houston, Texas. I got a PayPal, a Venmo, a CashApp, Patron. If you did donate, please leave a comment, and I will acknowledge everybody who's contributed. Thanks a lot. Stay cool.